Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a distribution that is very well known. Its developer is pretty much everywhere. He's on everybody's podcasts. He's very interactive with the community. He's a great guy and a great friend of mine. Him and I have developed a great relationship. And it's an honor for me to review his distribution. He sent it over. He just released it a couple of days ago, and he wants me to focus on a couple of highlighted things. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at my friend TechZero's XeroLinux newest release. And so this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead and minimize this. This is what it looks like when you boot into it. However, the Firefox opens up to his fundraiser page. And let's go ahead and take a moment and talk about this. If you've watched him on any of the podcasts that he does, you will know that his country, Lebanon, is in a bit of crisis and turmoil. And what he's dealing with is limited power in his country. For some reason, his country's power grid is not good at all, and he suffers from rolling blackouts. So therefore, it's very intermittent for power for him to be able to A, maintain the distribution, B, post updates, C, talk to actual users of his distro in order to actually be able to help them with any questions or anything that he may have. So he's reliant on, help from the community. And so that's why I want to highlight his page, his fundraiser page. Go to his fundraiser and help contribute. He set a $1,000 goal. He's only $50 away from it. Let's drive it over the top and keep giving, because he at this point has to pay for gas. He spends a lot of time on generator, which we all know those don't run forever, and they are expensive to maintain and expensive to use because of the gas. I think he's paying somewhere like in the neighborhood of $10 per liter for diesel. Okay, now that's not per gallon, that's per liter. So I mean, it's expensive. So let's see if we can help him out. All right. So the other thing that pops up when you launch into it for the first time is this Zero Hello window. And if we look at it, you have a VMware fixed resolution and a QEMU VM virtual manager resolution fix, and also a donate button, and then the launch installer. Now that is one of the key points that he wants to highlight, is that this release has the newest Calamares 3.3 alpha installer. So before we look at it though, let's go to his release info and see what's changed, the most important changes. And you can find that on his forum in the XeroLinux thread at the top. And so here are the important changes. It's got Arch 6.2.6, which is nice because it bypasses the AMD U code that had a bug in it that caused stuttering. Also, it's got the Pacman or PAMAC, sorry, not Pacman, PAMAC GUI. Package Manager 10.5, Calamares 3.3 alpha, which we discussed, the latest Mesa drivers 22.3 6-1, Xorb 21.1.7-1, KDE Plasma 5.27.3, so it's the latest and greatest of that, the KDE frameworks of 5.104, Qt version 5.15, and Grub 2 2.06, release candidate 456. Other changes that he made were the Intel drivers were removed. You can manually install them instead. And the NVIDIA drivers now use a TKG script for the legacy GPUs. So for your older GPUs, those are there for you to download and install through that TKG script. So, and if you want to read further detailed stuff, it's right here as well in the detailed channel log, as you can see. You can definitely look and see what's going on. It uses one of the things I will point out. It uses Yay as an AUR helper, and they've also installed PackSeek Manager. PackSeek is a TUI for the package manager. It's pretty awesome. It's kind of it's kind of like Nala for Debian. So that's what I would liken it to. So that's the release info. And this is a look at his webpage, which is at XeroLinux.xyz. And if you look at it, it just basically, he's got the home features, customization, podcast, obviously, where he's got his podcast news on there, FAQ. Also, check out his merch at his merch store. We'll click on that for a minute and take a look and see what he's got going on. You've got all this merch right here. That's just a brief example of what it is. You know, just standard, typical merch that most everybody has. You know, I even have a merch store, so don't forget to check out tlt.shop. Just type that into your www.tlt.shop and go there and buy some stuff. Also, check out his at XeroLinux. So there's that, okay? And right now, since we're here, might as well look. It's using probably more than likely 111. 111 Firefox release. So the latest and greatest as well. So not too surprised. Steve likes to include the latest and greatest in all of his releases. So I mean, that's kind of the purpose of Arch, is to have the latest and greatest kind of bleeding edge stuff. So that's cool. So the XeroLinux thing. Let's take a look at the installer, because that is one of the things that he wanted to highlight the most of. And I do too. I want to take a look at the new Calamares installer. The Calamares is pretty awesome. Why is it not? Here we go. Took a second. So here is the Calamares installer. As you can see, they have completely changed it. Looks like you have tabbing at the top. Well, not tabbing, but the progress line used to be a panel on the left-hand side. And now the progress is denoted at the top of where you're at in it. So let's do a walkthrough. You just won't finish it, but let's do a walkthrough on it. And so this is where you get the welcome, which is got the XeroLinux installer, the XeroLinux stuff. Welcome, fellow Linux nerds. That's right. We all are nerds. So we click next because American is my language of choice. It automatically detected probably through SMT protocol or networking protocol on my machine that, we are on the West Coast. So it detected the correct space for me, which is Los Angeles. It is detecting that I have English. It defaults to English keyboard and default layout. So I'm going to click yes on that. So partitions. Here's where you can do the special magic of partitioning. Now, because it's already installed, I have this install alongside or replace a partition choice. Otherwise, you'll get erase disk only and manual partitioning if it is a raw drive. So you just click erase disk. You want to select swap no hibernate, swap with hibernate, or swap to file. Also, the file structures you can select are XFS, BTRFS, and extend4. All of them are pretty awesome. I'm just going to leave it on XFS, which is okay. And then we're going to click next. Now here's where you can set up your user. Like we'll type in Alex right here. It's going to give you the login name, which you could change at any time. Alex, like Alex super fan, could be the name. And then you can select the password, 1, 2, whatever, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 11, 3, whatever. You can put in a super strong, complicated password. Who cares? And reuse as root password. No, we're not going to log in automatically. It makes no sense to put in a password if you're just going to log in automatically. It defeats the purpose. And then we'll click next. And now it's going to give us a summary of what the steps are that we've chosen that it's going to do as far as partitioning is going to be concerned, and what our setup was so far. And everything looks to be correct. So then we're going to click install. Now, if we click install, it's going to want to install onto this hard drive and reboot and do all that stuff. And it'll show you the progress of what it's doing if I click install. So we're going to stop here, and that's it. So That is a look at the Calamares 3.3. I mean, the rest of it'll do the install, and at the end it'll ask you to reboot. You tick the little box for reboot, click done, and it reboots. And then that's it. So that is a look at the Calamares installer for you. And so there's that. So now that we've seen the installer, we've seen the release notes, now it's basically as he terms himself, a KDE fanboy's dream. He has customized it 100% to look awesome. He's given a lot of transparency to the panel at the top and the dock down below. He's also added curated packages onto the dock down below. From the looks of it, he's got Flat Seal installed, so that means he's got Flatpaks enabled, which is awesome. So up at the top, if you are right here at the top left, you see the application menu. This is your typical KDE application launcher, where things are categorized from development, graphics, internet, lost and found, multimedia, office, settings, system, tools, utilities, and the help section. And then, of course, your power session, that's, you know, I'm used to KDE having the power session on the bottom where it's got the buttons, these right here down on the bottom. But, you know, this is cool that they've condensed it into a menu like this. No problem with that. So that's the panel. In the middle, you have the time and date as evidence right here. If you click on it, it's interactive. It shows you your calendar. You can search the days, months, years. You can look at it, all that good stuff. And you can search, you know, for today. You know, move it ahead, whichever you want. So there's that. Then you have your up and down, which is your internet send and receive, and it tells you the internet connection that you have. Also, right here you have your PAMAC tray icon, which will tell you that I have 47 updates available. Which I'm going to open it up just to take a look at PAMAC for you. And here is PAMAC right here. This is what it looks like. It's a terminal user application. It's 10.5. So there you go. It's the latest and greatest. It's a graphical user interface, not terminal user interface. It is a graphical user interface that is just like your Synaptic Package Manager, your Discover, your DNF Dragora for Fedora installer for packages. And so you have these are updates that are all available right now that need to happen. As always happens with Arch, as soon as you install something, it's always time to update for whatever reason. And then you can look at what's installed, and then you can also browse for whatever it is that you want to look for. So like say OBS. Weird. It may be because I need to update the package manager. It may be in part of those updates that it's not completely working. But either way, you could still search there. You could search for things. Let's see. Oh, if you go to preferences here, you can set the parallel downloads to 10. That is one thing that I strongly suggest. It allows for faster installation of packages and downloading. Under advanced here, you could check available disk space. I would check, because Arch sometimes tends to break, especially if you're using the AUR and you've enabled AUR. Some of those packages may break with some distributions. So always tick on enable downgrade so that you can roll back onto a previous version of software. And then under third party, you can enable AUR support. This is what I was talking about. This is a community support that is huge. You have a lot of packages here that you can get through AUR. Okay, and then Flatpaks. You can enable Flatpaks right here, and also check for updates so that you can get the latest Flatpaks. That makes an app that he's got down here in the dock very useful. So that's a look at the PAMAC. Oh, here's the OBS right here. There it is. It all pulled up OBS right there. That's funny. I must have had it clicked on something that I didn't realize. So like, let's check for GIMP, right? It should already be installed. Yeah, here's where GIMP's at. These are other things that you can install for GIMP. Like you can do GIMP Git, and here's GIMP Git right here, and Xane for GIMP. So you can scan documents into GIMP. I mean, that is exactly how you could use the PAMAC. It's a very awesome tool. It was actually, I think, developed by the Manjaro team, and a lot of Arch distributions use it. It was pretty much the first package manager software GUI for Arch. It's got gparted on here. It's got system settings on here. You've also got console, meld, Firefox, and of course Dolphin, the standard file manager that comes with KDE, as you can see. Go ahead and make this bigger so you can see. Standard. I like the transparency he's put. See, it's the small, finite details that Steve pays attention to. This transparency in this panel on the side. Looks awesome. I love the icon set that he's set up for it. I mean, he's done a lot of work on it. You know, so that's look at the bar, and the rest of the icons in the tray are Yak Wake, which is a drop-down terminal. Right here, it does have NeoFetch installed right out the box, so you can see if we make it larger. I guess you can't make it larger yet for some reason. Probably got to do it through the settings, which is right here. Yeah, this is where you make it larger and bigger and stuff, and you can make it full screen mode even. So anyhow, I am running Linux KDE or version 6.26, Plasma 527, all that stuff I talked about, Bash 5.1, the LAN dark. There's 1,484 packages installed, and I've been up 41 minutes on here. Yeah, that is what Yak Wake looks like. It's a drop-down terminal, but you know, you got your standard console that you could use from down at the bottom, which is this, which he's added transparency to and customized that as well. And as you can see, I can make it bigger. So there you go. That's what it looks like. So there's that. Okay, and then you have Clipman and Clipboard, and then you have your hidden display, hidden notifications and stuff, and tasks like KDE Connect. You can lock the keyboard status, display configuration, which is where you can enable presentation mode or whatever it is, different screen layouts. I mean, it's pretty awesome what they have there. And then you have your actual workspaces right here on the very far right. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, whatever, it'll show you your workspaces, which you have 3 of them enabled right here. You could add another one if you'd like, whatever you want to do. So anyhow, that is a look at the basic layout. Now, for applications, of course, it's going to have, if you notice, you'll find that it has KSysGuard, KSystemLog. So it's got the full K suite of tools that are in there. It's got System Genie that he added. The system monitor. Let's take a look at that one. And what's nice about this is if we make it bigger here, it shows you where your system resources are. It's like every other system monitor out there. Only I like KDE's because it's very well put together. It opens up to this instead of this. Most of your other ones always open up to the processes that are running in the background. Right now, it's gathering all the information of what's running because I've not opened it yet. And these are all the processes that are running. Most of them all open up to this first instead of the overview mode, which I think is nice. I think this is what people want to see first. And then they can look here for applications and kill applications that are taking a lot of memory. You know, like the Latte docs using almost a half a gig of memory. But, you know, that's because it's a dock. So, I mean, that's what's I like. It's nice about their system monitor. So, anyhow, it's not too bad on resources. It's your standard KDE distribution. So, anyhow, that is, oh, PackSeek. I wanted to show you guys PackSeek. Let us go to utilities. Let's go down here to PackSeek. And this is what PackSeek looks like. It looks a lot like Nala, only it's a little bit more compartmentalized with different windows within the TUI, whereas Nala's all just, you know, grep that's broken up and colorized in Debian. So, like, let's look up for OBS. Hit enter. And this is going to come up with OBS and anything that's got OBS in it. So, like, here's the OBS stuff right here. OBS 3D effect, OBS audio monitor, background removal, OBS build git, command line, all that stuff. I mean, and then all you do is you select it and then you hit enter, and it'll start to build it. And this right here, you can click over here. You can show the package build. See, Could not find the required rpm.org. Press enter to return to PAXI. So, I mean, that's just, I'd want to do the build right there, and then it'll do it. So you hit enter, and it wants to start building it. So, and that's how you use PAXseq. So that's a quick look at PAXseq. And that, pretty much so, is a quick down and dirty look at the latest release of XeroLinux. A lot of the stuff that was fixed, that was added outside the Calamares installer, and of course he had PAXseq in it before, but I just really like PAXseq. Anyhow, is all under the hood. Stuff I couldn't really show you, but just know that it's there. As far as the changes that are made, they're all great. They're all rolling. They're all newest and latest and greatest. They work well. Like I said, the one thing is he removed the Intel driver stuff because it was causing issues, so you can do the manual install of it. And the NVIDIA stuff is there too still. So anyhow, let me know what you guys think. If you're on XeroLinux and you're a user, hey, talk about it in the comments. Make sure you leave a comment down below what you thought. Also, if you have any user suggestions, you could definitely send it to me via email. You can post it in the comments. You can find me on Facebook, and you can direct message me there. However you want. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching my video. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys stay blessed. You keep doing what you do. You have a, keep on Linuxing and have a great day. Hi, guys. I'd like to say thanks for watching the video. It really means the world. But before we go, I'd like to thank my Patreons, Brian Bomarito and Mislav Presla. They help keep the lights on, and I really appreciate them. If you'd like to become a Patreon like them, visit me over at my Patreon page, the_Linux_tube, and help out if you can. Really appreciate you guys taking the time. Thank you so much. Have a great day.